Hey everyone, what if I told you that the most revolutionary idea in architecture today isn't about some futuristic, high-tech gadget, but about looking way, way back into the past? In this explainer, we're going to dig into how ancient nature-based building techniques might just hold the key to a truly sustainable world.
So let's just start with this question, because it really flips our whole perspective. We always think advanced means new, complicated, digital, right? But what if the real advancement, the truly smart way to do things, is based on wisdom that's been tested for hundreds, even thousands of years? What if looking back is the best way to move forward?
Well, this exact shift in thinking has a name, and it's powering a whole design philosophy called Lo-TEK. So let's break down what that actually means.
At its heart is something called Traditional Ecological Knowledge, or TEK for short. You'll hear it called Lo-TEK in the design world. And look, this isn't about some dusty, old-fashioned rulebook. It's a living, breathing body of knowledge that's always adapting. It's all about a deep, fundamental understanding of how to live with your environment, not just build on top of it.
And this is not just some fringe idea, It's getting serious attention. Thanks to people like Julia Watson, Lo-TEK isn't seen as just history anymore. It's becoming a foundational guide, a literal Bible, for a new wave of designers who are desperately searching for real, climate-ready solutions.
Okay, so enough theory. Let's see what this looks like in the real world. We're going to jump into our first example, and it's one of the oldest and, honestly, most beautiful building methods out there, rammed earth.
The idea is as simple as it is brilliant. You literally take the soil from the ground you're building on, get the moisture just right, and then you pack it down to create these incredibly strong and beautiful walls. And get this, they have amazing thermal mass, so they keep the building cool when it's hot out and warm when it's cold, which can slash your energy bills. You are building a home from the home's own footprint.
And here you can see exactly how it starts. That local soil is being mixed to get that perfect moisture level. It's got to be just damp enough to stick together, but not so wet that it's mud. You can even mix in natural pigments right now to give the walls a specific, earthy color.
So once the mix is ready, it gets shoveled into these strong molds or forms. But instead of just pouring it, it's compacted down, layer by painstaking layer. You can see the sheer labor involved, tamping it down to create this incredibly solid, dense structure. And this is the big reveal. This is the magic moment when those forms are pulled away. What you're left with is this incredible, layered wall. Those lines you see? That's from the compacting process. It creates this stunning, natural pattern. So the structure and the beautiful finish, they're created at the exact same time. Just look at that. This is the nearly finished product. This house doesn't just sit on the land. It looks like it grew right out of it. The colors, the texture, it's all in perfect harmony with the world around it. It's a building that feels both brand new and like it's been there forever. Okay, so we've looked at the earth under our feet. Now let's talk about another totally abundant natural material that grows right on top of it: straw.
Get ready for this number. 140 million tons. That's roughly how much loose straw is produced every single year in the US alone. It's a gigantic byproduct of agriculture, and most of the time, we just see it as waste. But what if we started seeing it as a building block? So why on earth would you build with straw? Well, besides the fact that there's just so much of it, it's a phenomenal insulator. We're talking huge savings on heating and cooling. And no, it doesn't just rot or get eaten by bugs. Once it's sealed up properly with plaster, it's incredibly durable. Plus, the walls can breathe, which means better air quality inside. I just love this comparison. On the left, you've got a simple, humble bale of straw, something you'd see in any farm field. And on the right, that same material is being turned into a modern, super high-performance wall. It's an absolutely incredible transformation. And the building process itself is just wonderfully simple. You're basically stacking these bales like giant Lego bricks. This makes it a perfect technique for community projects or for people who want to build their own homes because it's so accessible. You don't need a super specialized crew to get the walls up.
So here's what happens next. Once those big straw walls are all stacked, a wooden beam, they call it a bond beam, is placed right along the top. This is what ties the whole wall system together and gives you a solid base to attach the roof. It's really a perfect blend of natural materials and modern construction know-how.
And this right here, this really gets to the core of it. Building with natural materials does not mean you have to live in a mud hut. This is a clean, modern, beautiful house that also happens to be wildly sustainable. It's proof that these ancient ideas can create architecture that is completely at home in the 21st century. All right, so we've seen these really cool techniques, but let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because this is about so much more than just a few interesting houses. See, the real power here isn't just in one technique. It's in the whole philosophy. It's about creating something called industrial symbiosis. It's a simple idea. The waste from one industry, like straw from farming, becomes the raw material for another. You're creating a whole new circular ecosystem for how we make and build things.
And this quote just nails the potential. You can imagine the domino effect, right? If just one major industry decided to really adopt a system like this, it could start a chain reaction. One domino tips, which makes it easier for the next one to tip, creating this cascade of innovation that could completely change the game.
So we're going to end right back where we started with a question for you. As we're staring down these massive global challenges like the climate crisis, maybe, just maybe, the answer isn't some crazy new technology we haven't invented yet. Maybe our most resilient, our most innovative, and our most sustainable future is going to be built using the incredible wisdom that's been right here under our feet this whole time. What do you think?